To get started, I wanted to ask you, Luca, how do you consider the relationship of this film to the original? Because I think remake is far too simple a term, because that's not what it is.
Well, I think that Suspiria 2018 is an homage to Suspiria 77, and it's a movie that would have never been able to be without the original. And in being is not trying to imitate or be a parasite of the original. It wants to be its own thing.
Yeah, I think that's very much how it plays out. And were you excited to get to work with Dakotoi again after A Bigger Splash?
No, I was. It was like I had to do it with her because I said, "Do you want to do it?" Then I said,
"Bye."
Yeah, I'm kidding. It was fantastic.
And how was it for you to be working with Luca again?
It's my favorite thing to do.
It was fantastic, really, like, wow. Also because I think we both share a very dry, honest feeling that, there is better things to do than shoot a movie. But at the same time, in order to survive, we have fun together.
Yeah, we hate it and love it so much.
And I wanted to ask you, Dakotoi, about the dancing in this movie, and how much sort of training you had to go through to get it all right, because there's some incredible dancing stuff in this film.
Yeah, well, I think about 6 months before we actually started filming, I was working on another film in Canada, and I worked with a trainer there for a bit, and then I worked with a ballet instructor who sort of trained my body over Skype. And then I worked, I spent a lot of time just working on figuring out how to use different, dancer muscles. And then 2 months before we started filming, we went to Varese and did 2 weeks of learning the choreography for the film, which was, the majority of that was learning the main dance, which was Volk. And that was working with Damien Jallet, the choreographer, and the dancers, who were extraordinary and so helpful and encouraging and supportive. And it was a lot of training before or after filming, while we were on set. And one of the dancers, Tanya, worked really closely with me, training me every day. And when there were things that I was just not capable of doing because I'm not a professional dancer, like a just random triple pirouette that you threw in on the day.
Oh, just making it nice and easy for you on the day.
Yeah, we did that.
Do that. I was like, she would do those kinds of things, and it was amazing. And we were able to match each other, and she could double me when there were things like that, which look so incredible. So lucky for that.
And it's no spoiler to say that the film gets intense, especially late on. Was the environment on the set quite intense? Was there a sense of, we've got to get this done, but we can have a bit of fun as well?
Well, apart from the difficulties of shooting in the deep winter on the top of a mountain in an abandoned hotel where there was no central heating and very much dirt, and the top of the building was occupied by telephone poles. Apart from all that I described, it was a quite easy shoot.
Walk in the park.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad you had fun. You had fun making it, because the experience of watching it is incredible. Especially, that final scene where, well, perhaps not the final scene, the climax of the film where it all goes absolutely absolutely insane.
That was
That
was a long shoot, 5 days.
Really?
But that was quite easy. That was
the
quite
longest
nice.
5 days of my life.
I love it.
Maybe it was easy for you.
Ask Malgosia Bella. Malgosia, the wonderful Malgosia who plays Susie Banion's mother back in Ohio. She also plays the figure of the death.
Wow. Just as a final point, I wanted to ask you, Luca, and both of you about Call Me By Your Name too.
Yeah.
Because I've heard whispers that there might be a role for Dakotoi in there.
You put me you put me in danger because you have to talk to the agents and stuff. But the truth of the fact is that, as everybody knows, I love the characters of the first picture, and I love the actors who plays them. I think that the intensity of what they created is such that those are existing people, even if they live in the imagery. And so I want to see them growing up. I want to see what happens in their life, where they go, what happens to them. I'd like to see them not only in a sequel, which is not something I'm interested into. I'd like to see episodes in their lives. And there are things that I already know about them. For instance, from the novel by Andrea Assiman and from my own ideas, I do know that Oliver lives in Boston and teaches someplace philology, and he has a wife that he loves very dearly, and that she loves him very dearly, and that they are very honest about one another, despite the fact that maybe Oliver has some personal thoughts that he doesn't share with anybody else. And I don't see anybody else in that role than Dakota.
Well, there you go. There's the offer right there for you. Well, thank you very much, guys. Congratulations again on the film, and I hope you enjoyed the rest of your time in London.
Thank you.